A stranger introduced himself as my real father, but I already have one. Then they got married to protect me, and they're madly in love. They have lunch together every day. I remember as a kid being embarrassed by how much they touched, that during a sleepover, we'd walk out and they'd just be reading with his head in her lap. They are very happy. Honestly, this story seems completely out of nature for him. He's really mild-mannered and never raised a hand to me. My mom is the more serious partner. Why are there no half-siblings? Well, my dad is infertile. They tried for years to have another baby, and it never happened. And there's an update. My question got an amazing amount of replies, and I appreciate it. So, not being a butt, I decided to give a final update before I go back to my usual account. After a lot of thought, I've decided that all issues aside, I simply have no interest in this man who has my jaw and some shared DNA. I'm a junior at NYU doing a dual major and overload this semester. Between that and lining up internships, I barely have time to sleep. I have a great family and couldn't ask for better. I was never the kid who wished his parents were anyone else except maybe Batman when I was 9. Shout out. I wish I had more time for them than once a week dinner and phone calls. I don't wish I had some extra father figure, and I've got enough friends. If he were a decent man, I might feel like I owe it to him, but considering the fact that his actions resulted in this, and if my mom had stayed, I would have been raised in a harmful home, likely mistreated myself. I don't feel bad about this, just relieved. I also, for those worried about any possible truth from fake real dad, asked my dad if I could see any of the paperwork on my bio dad to assuage curiosity, and he assuaged it. The divorce papers were in there, the restraining order, and even evidences of the abuse. Yeah, he is a dirt pickle. So he was waiting, this man, at my usual coffee shop today, and I will now be finding a new one. Basically, he was pushy and a butthole. He never once admitted any kind of wrongdoing or anything. I ended the conversation by saying, "Thank you for contacting me, but I'm happy in life right now. If I ever change my mind, I'll contact you." He then got this weird look of outraged indignity and said that I was an ungrateful little beaster, and that if he were richer than my dad, I'd be on my knees. Then he said that without him, I wouldn't exist. Said I was his only son and he wished he didn't have one. Heck, he wished he didn't have a daughter as she was just as ungrateful. He said a lot more, but that's the gist of it. I have a dad, and it ain't this joker. I may look up the sister at some point in the future when I have the time and mindset to explore that, although she's probably just a kid. And there are some comments regarding OP's safety. Unfortunately, I think the best thing is for me to take up my dad's offer of a car and driver until all of this settles. I will also be moving into a rental property we own because it has tighter access, i.e. a doorman who has to admit you. I honestly should have been in a nicer apartment anyway, just on the off chance someone finds out my parents' worth and thinks my place would be nice to case. About the sister, yeah, I won't contact him about it. I'll have a routine background check and she should show up. I honestly don't know what to do about it or how to go about it. What if her life is horrible? I don't really have any power to change it. What if she's like 8 and lives across the country? It seems doubtful we'd connect on any meaningful level. I can only assume